December 17, 2019. I call this meeting to order and ask the clerk to please again call the roll.
Trustee Cameron.
Present.
Carbonaro.
Present.
DEYNE.
Present.
Cabrera. Here. Hopkins.
Here.
Ranky.
Present.
President Wallace.
Here. First item on our committee of the whole meeting this evening is Building and Zoning. Chairman Hopkins.
Thank you, President Wallace. We have one thing on our agenda. That's the zoning ordinance text amendment for fence heights and corner and side yards. And with that, Ms. Roberta Grill, if you could give us a rundown.
Sure. So this is the text amendment staff was asked to draft concerning increasing the height of fences along major thoroughfares and along other designated roadways. This amendment went to the Zoning Board of Appeals on December 5th, and they did recommend approval. They felt that it was something that they had been doing for quite some time, and they did like the idea of the setback requirements and the 6 inches along the major thoroughfares. So,
Is there any questions from the committee?
Were there, I saw a couple of people were voicing some concerns over some things. I don't remember exactly what it was. I mean, nobody spoke up at the public hearing or anything, right?
no.
Okay.
So we'll send this to the village board for a final vote.
Okay.
That's all we have under building and zoning tonight.
Thank you, Chairman Hopkins. Final item on the committee of the whole meeting this evening is the Finance and Golf Committee. Chairman DEYNE.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have before us this evening for discussion purposes only the 6-month review of the village operating funds, which includes general fund, water, sewer, parking, and golf. And with that, I'm going to ask Todd, our finance director, to bring us up to speed here. What's happening, Todd?
Thank you. We are halfway through the year, so this is when we typically go over our 6-month budget review. I did my technical switch over here, and I think that's what we call it, the technical switch. All right. So we'll start out with, this is just over the operating funds, so we're going to be going over the general fund, water, sewer, golf funds. Basically, this is where we are operating our capital funds. First is the general fund. Just to briefly go over some of these columns. We are showing the what we budgeted for the year in the first column, then where we're at through 6 months on the second column, the percent of the budget, and then where we're projecting. So this is not an exact number. This is going off history and also what we think is coming down the line as far as projections. And so the last column will be whether we're going to be over budget, under budget, or where I think we're going to end up at the end of the year. So as far as revenue in the general fund, we do budget $23,354,000. We're projecting in the year end $23,835,000, so just about $480,000 over budget. About half of that is due to income taxes. We're expecting to be about 5% over budget in income taxes, or $230,000. Another line item that's doing well is our home rule sales tax. This is our first complete year with the home rule sales tax, so we did budget a little conservative, going out not having any history to go by. So it looks like we're going to be about 10% over budget, or $160,000 over budget. And our transfer tax is looking like it's going to be about $80,000 over budget if we go by history. We do have had 2 large commercial buildings sell, one of them twice, and so that has contributed $200,000 towards the transfer stamp revenue. So that's, we usually budget a little conservative with transfer stamps just because a couple of big sales can make it go one way or the other. As far as revenue that aren't doing as well, telecommunications tax is down further. It's been going down every year, but it went down further than expected. It's looking like it's going to be about $125,000 under budget this year. And our cable franchising fee is down about 4%, or $30,000. On the expense side, we budget $23,798,000. We're projecting that we're going to end up around $23,545,000, or $250-some thousand under budget. The police department is looking like they're going to be about 1% under budget, or $162,000 under. Under professional services, that's where we budgeted the West Bartlett Road overpass study, and with the happenings with the railroad right now, that's on hold. So we budgeted $100,000 for that study. Yeah, in regard to the trains.
So you're saying the money is still allocated for that?
Money is there. Yeah, we did budget for that.
Good.
I don't know that we're going to spend it,
Well,
probably not going to spend it this year.
We don't know, yeah.
Because it's on hold right now. The building department is over budget. That's due to planning and review fees. We've got some big projects going on that are causing that to be over budget. And there's my finance department. We had we had extra professional expenses in regard to the audit, and also some moving costs for furniture with the departmental move. So overall, we're expecting to be $290,000 on the plus side, where we had budgeted to be using $444,000 of the general fund. So we do budget a little conservative in the general fund, but this is better than what we would have expected due to the extra revenue. The second operating fund is our water fund. Overall, revenues look like they're going to be about $250,000 lower than expected. Water consumption is down just a little bit, but it's pretty close to budget. As far as the expense side, $590,000 under budget. When we did the budget, we were projecting DuPage Water Commission to have a rate increase. That rate increase did not materialize, so water rates that we were paying to the DuPage Water Commission are about 5% lower than expected. Also, I had budgeted to start paying back the loan to the DuPage Water Commission in May. We actually didn't start making those payments until June, and so that was where we're going to have the extra cash flow for this year. As far as the operating revenue over expenditures, it's showing it's just about $2 million. We budgeted $2.4 million in capital outlay for capital projects, so that's where the surplus is going. On the sewer side, the revenue is a little more fixed. We do have that fixed amount. It's not as much on consumption, so we're looking at being just slightly under $15,000, which is just about right on. Operating expenses, we're going to be under a couple $100,000. That's mainly due to the bond issue being later than expected, so the debt service for this first year is not going to be as much as expected. We budgeted $300,000. It looks like it's going to be about $100,000 in debt service for the sewer bonds. Again, $2,379,000 is the amount of revenue over the expenses. We budgeted $1.8 million for capital expenditures, and then the rest will go for future debt service and capital expenditures as we move forward. Parking fund is pretty level. $232,000 is what we're projecting in our revenue, $218,000 in expenses. For the golf fund, then, we have the different divisions in the golf fund, the golf course, the restaurant, banquet, midway. Right now, we're projecting the golf course revenue to be about $175 under what was budgeted. It's just about $30,000 behind where we were last year at this time, and so that's where we're projecting it out. Restaurant, $15,000 under budget. We're cutting back on some of the restaurant activities second half of the year, allowing for more banquet activities. You can see we're budgeting banquet revenue to be $20,000 over, Midway kind of follows the golf course activity. It looks like it's going to be short by about 20,000 this year. And on the expenditure side, we're going to come out pretty close to budget, just a difference of $8,000 we're looking at being under overall. We've had some unexpected expenditures in the golf program for maintenance, equipment items so far, about $24,000 for the clubhouse. That's contributing to that. It looks like we have some more emergency expenditures that we're going to be bringing to you in the coming meetings. So overall, it looks like we could be short $148,000 is what we're looking at in the golf course. We were budgeting to be about 36 to the positive, but with the golf rounds not being where we were expecting and some other things, it looks like we could end up short in that golf fund. That's the short 6-month budget review. So if there's any questions, I'll take those. Otherwise, that's it.
Mr. Chairman?
I'm sorry.
Sure.
Are there any other questions? If not, then we can move this along.
I don't have any.
All right. That's all we have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Chairman DEYNE. Before adjourning, I wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I won't be here at the beginning of January for the meeting. I'm sure you'll all miss me so much. But Merry Christmas, everyone. Then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Trustee DEYNE, seconded by Trustee Carbonaro. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Cameron. Yes. Carbonaro.
Yes.
DEYNE.
Yes.
Brenya. Yes. Hopkins. Yes. Ranky.
Yes. We are adjourned.